Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful wave stitch. This is a fun pattern that creates the texture of lines and then bump outs and then lines, and then the next couple rows is a bump out and then a line. So they kind of just nestle in top of one another to create this gorgeous look. To work this stitch, again, I refer to it as the wave stitch. You need to begin with a foundation row in multiples of 14. So for the sample today, I actually have 28 foundation single crochets done. So to begin the second row, you're going to chain one and turn. Now for the entire row, we're going to work in the back loops only. If you look at the tops of the stitches, you can see that this right here is the front loop and then here is the back loop. So typically you work into the stitch right here. But today you're going to actually grab just that back loop only right there. So you're going to begin with 7 back loop half double crochets. Grab just that back loop and complete the half double crochet. Yarn over, go into just the back loop and complete the half double crochet. Back loop only and half double crochet. Back loop only and half double crochet. And again, we're going to do 7 of these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have 7. So the next step after you've completed the 7 back loop half double crochets is to work 7 back loop slip stitches. Make sure you work these loosely because you're going to work into the top of them in the next row. So insert into the back loop, pull up a loop, and lightly or loosely slip stitch. Back loop only, pull up a loop, and pull through for a slip stitch. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 7. So you can see that it's kind of taller over here, and then you complete the half double crochets, and then it drops down because it's a little bit, it's the slip stitches right here. Once you've completed the 7 slip stitches, you're going to repeat working 7 back loop half double crochets, and then 7 more back loop slip stitches. And you're going to repeat this all the way across the row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then your 7 loose slip stitches. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there is 7. To work row 3, you're going to chain 1 and turn. Again, you're working in the back loop only for this row. Begin again with 7 back loop half double crochets. So yarn over, go into the back loop and pull up a loop and half double crochet. Yarn over, go through the back loop only, and you're working through the back loops of the slip stitches from the prior row, which is why I suggested earlier that you work those slip stitches so loose, because you need to be able to grab that back loop only. So yarn over, working through the back loop only, complete your half double crochet, yarn over, back loop only, half double crochet, and do that 7 times. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 more, yarn over, insert in the back loop, pull up a loop, and half double crochet. Now you're going to work 7 back loop slip stitches. Again, back loop, again, work these very loose. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then repeat 7 back loop half double crochets and then 7 back loop slip stitches. And I'll come back when I have those completed. Okay, so row 3 is completed, and as you can see here, the half double crochets were on top of the slip stitches, and then the slip stitches were on top of the half double crochets. So in the last row, you could see kind of it was low and then it went high. This row, it actually kind of evened out a little bit, and the stitches are pretty close to the same height all the way across. So now we are ready for row 4. For row 4, you're going to begin with a chain 1 and a turn. And again, you're going to work only in the back loops. For row 4, you're going to begin with 7 back loop slip stitches. And you're working in top of slip stitches. So sometimes they're a little tricky to grab. Again, that's just a good reminder. If you're having a really hard time grabbing those slip stitches, make sure you work these slip stitches looser so they'll be easier to grab in the next round. So I've worked 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm on my 7th back loop slip stitch. So now we're going to begin 7 back loop half double crochets. So there's 1, yarn over, go through back loop only, complete your half double crochet, 2, yarn over, go through the back loop only, half double crochet, and we're going to repeat this until we have 7 completed. I think that's my last one, but let's double check. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm going to continue with my 7 back loop slip stitches and then 7 more back loop half double crochets. So repeat that to the end of the row. Okay, so I have completed row 4, and as you can see, we've created more of the bumps. So here's your half double crochets, your slip stitches, your half double crochets are raised again, and then your slip stitches. So in row 5, we're going to kind of work more of a level row. So we're going to work slip stitches in top, and then we'll work our half double crochets on top of the slip stitches, and then half double crochets. And so it'll become more of an even height after row 5. All right, so for row 5, you're going to begin just like every other row, chain 1 and turn. And again, this entire row is worked in the back loop only. This time you're going to begin with 7 back loop slip stitches. Again, work those back loop or the slip stitches loose so that you can go into the top of them in the next row. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to begin with our 7 back loop half double crochets. There's 1, 2, these ones are a little trickier to grab, 3, because you're working on top of 2 slip stitch rows, 4, hang on, there we go, 5, 6, and then here's our 7th back loop half double crochet, and then we're going to repeat that pattern again, working 7 back loop slip stitches and then 7 back loop half double crochets, and I'll come back when I finish row 5. Okay, so I just completed row 5, and as you can see, we kind of have a more level ridge along the top of it. You can see here's your 2 bump outs with your line in between, and then here's your half double crochets that kind of create the bump out, and then you have another line down here and then another bump out. You're going to continue to repeat rows 2 through 5, and as you do that, you are going to be creating the beautiful wave texture in this crochet stitch. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and find some fun projects to make with it.